It is my hope that by building the Aga Khan University Hospital here in Uganda, the wonderful doctors and nurses who are Ugandans, who are working outside Uganda, will come back and work here in an institution which not only will welcome them, but give them the best professional conditions in which they can work.
These were the words of His Highness Aga Khan IV during the initiation ceremony for the Aga Khan University Hospital in Nakawa in the capital Kampala. He noted that Uganda and the Aga Khan Development Network had enjoyed an excellent relationship and partnership for more than 5 decades that had seen the country develop in several sectors, including healthcare. And to boost the health sector even further, His Highness Aga Khan IV authorized the Aga Khan Fund for Economic Development to construct an ultra-modern hospital in Kampala. The government of Uganda provided 60 acres of land to facilitate the construction of the multi-billion state-of-the-art hospital. The foundation has since launched a specialty center that provides services including endoscopy, colonoscopy, among others, as well as access to medical specialists in diverse fields. The Aga Khan Teaching Hospital could be a game changer in Uganda's medical sector once completed. His Highness Aga Khan IV built on the legacy laid by his predecessor, Aga Khan III, in the 1920s to develop a robust healthcare capacity in East Africa.
It was clear that what was also needed, given the colonial context, was access to healthcare for local wananchi. They were not able to access proper healthcare. If you were a local wananchi in those days, you could not go and find a dentist to serve your needs. And so the first Aga Khan clinic opened in 1920. Today, of course, everyone knows about the Aga Khan hospitals, but it started from that origin of saying, let's develop and bring healthcare and give access to local people to healthcare. That was in the 1920s.
Energy plays a critical role in the development of any society. As such, His Highness Aga Khan IV okayed the establishment of Bujagali Hydropower Project on River Nile in Buikwe district. The Bujagali Hydropower Project was initially approved in 1994 as the lowest cost option to increase power production in Uganda. Construction eventually began in 2007 with President Museveni and His Highness Aga Khan IV commissioning the project in 2012. The plant was established through a public-private partnership model between the government of Uganda and a consortium led by the Aga Khan Development Network and the Blackstone affiliates. Bujagali is one of the largest independent power plants in sub-Saharan Africa with a generation capacity of 250 megawatts.
There was a time, for example, when some parts of the region didn't have enough energy generation. And Uganda is a good example. And so at that time, they used to get load shedding for 12, 14 hours a day in Uganda. So His Highness then sponsored a program to build a power plant. It's called the Bujagali Power Station. It provided a 250 megawatt supply of hydropower that stabilized the grid and up until very recently provided 46% or 50% nearly of Uganda's energy needs.
In terms of education, the Aga Khan Development Network is making a lasting impact on the lives of thousands of Ugandan children and adults by providing access to quality education. The Aga Khan Education Service in Uganda was established in the early 1930s in 20 villages and towns including Masaka, Mbale, Jinja and Mbarara. Currently, Aga Khan Education Service in Uganda runs co-educational day schools located in central Kampala and attended by over 30 nationalities at nursery, primary and secondary levels. Over the years, the institutions of Aga Khan Education Service in Uganda have come to be recognized as spaces for inquiry, development, learning and quality education. Under the leadership of His Highness Aga Khan IV, the Aga Khan Fund for Economic Development expanded to Uganda, the services of the Diamond Trust Bank and Jubilee Alliance General Insurance Limited, boosting banking and insuring services in the country. These entities were established way back, even before His Highness Aga Khan IV took over the leadership role.
By the time you get to the 1930s, what was becoming clear was that we needed to expand financial inclusion to the population at large. And so the very first insurance operation in East Africa was started in 1936. It happened to be the golden jubilee of the previous Aga Khan. And so that insurance program was called Jubilee Insurance, not surprisingly. We are not very creative in our naming, so it was called Jubilee Insurance. And then by the time you get to the 1940s, he felt, the Aga Khan, previous Aga Khan, felt that it was necessary to expand financial inclusion through banking facilities. And that happened to be his Diamond Jubilee. And so we started something called Diamond Jubilee Bank, Diamond Trust Bank.
The Diamond Trust Bank has been critical in offering retail and commercial banking services, including the provision of financial services, while Jubilee Alliance General Insurance Limited is Uganda's top life insurer. With all these development projects, it is no doubt that His Highness Aga Khan IV contributed greatly to the growth of Uganda's economy. Daniel Kibet, NTV.